Hi everyone, welcome to my second stream of the day. We're going to continue with Sussex Farm in this stream, day 3 in the game, which is the last day of early spring. Excuse the cough. We're going to carry on obviously from where we left off. For those of you who haven't been watching, this is kind of a I suppose almost a fake vlog in a fake farm environment, but that much is very much tongue-in-cheek. It's basically we would be building up a farm on the Sussex Farm, not DLC mod, by Alien Jim. Fantastic farm, great to play if you get a chance. Lots and lots of different things to do, but we're focused on beef farming, having inherited a farm. So without further ado, I'm going to crack on with the stream. Hi everybody, welcome back. It's day 3. It's just about 6:30 in the morning, and I'm here on the farm again. I've had an interesting evening. Yesterday evening, I'm just wandering down towards the cowshed now, but I went and saw the goldsmiths. Funny enough, good name. The people who produce the gold at the gold mine. They're actually called Mr. and Mrs. Goldsmith. And I went there yesterday evening because we finished quite early, and I wanted to basically apologise for the mess up with shipping the gold to the airport. There was a time requirement on that, and it was a bit late, so that would have caused problems. So I thought I'd go down there and sort of explain myself and the mistake I'd made, and just sort of clear the air with them. After a little bit backward and forwards, and who are you and what are you doing kind of thing, because they were still out at the gold mine. Obviously, when I got there, it turns out the reason they gave me the job wasn't because they just felt like it. It was because they recognised the surname and they assumed I was my uncle. They didn't know he'd passed. They'd been out of the country for a few months. Obviously, people who own gold mines obviously aren't poor. They don't live at the gold mine. They live a few miles outside of town. And they didn't know he'd passed. So when they saw the name come up on the system for doing the job, they just assumed I was him, and gave the job without thinking about it. They said normally they'd give some warning. Obviously, I explained that he's passed away, and what had been going on, and that I've just arrived in town to take over, and obviously, bless them, all was forgiven. They were very understanding, very apologetic, had me in for a cup of tea, we had to sit down and a bit of a chat. And long and the short of it is they're very keen that the farm is successful. To be fair, they said that they had never done any jobs for them in the past, but when they saw the name, they just assumed it would be him, and or someone he knew and trusted. So fair play to them for their trust. Obviously, they liked him. They knew him reasonably well, if not well enough to know what had happened whilst they were out of the country. But the long and the short of it is, it happens they also own the local pub just down the road. And they're very, very keen for a local beef supplier, which is really good news. So it sort of re-energised me to start thinking last night about how we get this beef farm up and running. Now, we know we're not going to have certain raw materials for a little while, so we're waiting on our 2 grass fields. We've got the wheat field, which will produce some straw, but fundamentally I'm even more encouraged now to produce a really high quality local product, grass fed, everything produced on the farm, so very low or little fuel, carbon footprint or food mileage or whatever you want to call it. So I'm thinking what I need to do really is get into a bit of a bit more of a plan in place. So from what I understand, it looks like the best breed that we could raise here from the available from the available offerings at the local cattle market are Limousin, the Limousin breed, which is originally a French breed. It's well known for putting on weight quickly but producing very good quality beef, especially when properly fed and looked after with plenty of space and naturally fed, and creates a great flavour meat. So that's what I'm going to try and achieve. We'll go with the Limousines. They are expensive to buy the steers. They're going to cost about $2,500 per head, which is not cheap. But what I'm thinking is, from what I've seen, it should take around about 9 months, so 3 seasons, to grow a steer calf to maturity, or to an age at which it's worth selling for meat production to the abattoir. Now, in order to do that, obviously, what I also need to think about is longevity. So it's no good me going out and spending all the money I have, raising a load of cash, and go and spend it all on one hit, because after 9 months, that's great. We'll sell those products, but then we've got to rebuy it. We're going to wait 9 months again for another lot of income. So what I'm thinking I'm best off doing is getting myself a good amount of income, and then targeting what's realistic in terms of how much I could earn over the 3 months following that, whilst also looking after the cattle, and save some money back. So I will buy at the beginning of each quarter, and then by the end of the third quarter, we will have got to 9 months. So I'll have bought 3 times and not sold anything. At the end of the third quarter, I'll be able to sell the first lot, and then buy again. So from that point on, we can then just continually grow the herd, and keep selling every 3 months. So we buy every 3 months and sell the day after. We sell at the end of the 3 months, we buy the next day, and we keep that cycle going. Excuse me. If that's successful, we'll do a great job. The risk is that there isn't a demand, or we have a failure, or we have some sort of problem in the early stages. But that's just, I think, a risk that I'm going to have to take. Now, as it starts at the moment, at 2,500, I can only afford at most 20 animals, and I'd have to pay shipment costs, because the outlay of a trailer only pays back once you get to sort of 25, 26 head. So it's not really worth it to buy a trailer outright, or even lease a trailer outright. Even leasing. I mean, leasing I worked out would cost about 4,800 for the time period I'd need to get, say, 20 odd head of cattle over. Well, the charge for shipment is 200. So if I move 20, I'd pay a shipment fee of 4,000, and I'd have to pay 4,800 if I were to move them myself with a rental trailer. So until we get to a position where we can afford more than 20, it's not worth getting a trailer either. So I'm kind of in a place where I'm thinking the best way to do this right now is focus on trying to get to an income of around 100,000, whilst also focusing on production, obviously, in the farm. I wonder if is that light on because of the time of day? Is that light on because it's on? No, it's the time of day, so it's an outside, so it's time light. I think this light switch must be, it's for the milking parlour. Anyway, still finding my way around this farm. So let's have a look at where we are with the fields. Obviously, we know we've got plenty of room for cattle here. Having had a look at it, the size of land, I believe we could get something in the region of 500 head of cattle in here. Now, I don't think we should go that crazy. I think it would be too cramped. I would like them to have much, much more room than that to move around. So I think my target herd size, optimal herd size, will probably be around 200. But we've obviously got a long way to go before we get to that stage. In terms of all production being on the farm, obviously I'm going to produce my own grass, which means I'm producing my own hay and my own grass-based silage. Straw I'm not too worried about, because straw will not go in their feed mix. We're only going to use straw for bedding in order to produce manure, and manure will be used as a natural fertiliser for all the fields. I do not want to be in a situation where I'm using anything other than stuff produced on the farm for feed, and I don't particularly like using straw as part of their total mixed ration, because it is just padding. There's no nutritional value. It's fine, it doesn't hurt the livestock, and they'll still get just as full. But if I'm selling my cattle as grass fed only, then they need to be eating grass in the field and hay and grass silage and nothing else. I don't want to be in a situation where someone can say, oh well, yeah, you say that, but you're putting straw in there, you're padding it out, you're using supplements, whatever. We don't want to be in that situation. So straw will only be used for bedding, and because it'll only be used for bedding, if I can't produce enough, which I don't think I will anyway, I think what I get off that wheat field might be enough for weeks, but certainly not for months, then I'll just buy straw locally. there's plenty of suppliers around, so it won't be a problem to do it like that. So let's have a look at our field state today. We are here, so we've got 5, 6 and 10. Obviously 6 has got the wheat in, we've got grass in 5 and 10, and growth is okay. Obviously the most developed field is this field here, which you'd expect, which was already well established with grass in it. The other two fields are at sort of the initial stages. In terms of composition now, I think that they are fully fertilised. I think all 3 fields are fully fertilised, but they do have weed on. They have no need for ploughing or liming, which we knew anyway, but I think that represents the fact that they're fully fertilised. So I'm going to have a look and just make sure. I'll bring up the fertilising contracts if there are any today, and see if there are any fields that are the same colour as that look like they could do with another layer of fertiliser. I don't want to go and rent the equipment and then find that I didn't actually need to. And then we've looked at fruit types, so that really is the critical bit. We also have some weeds. We don't have anything in field 5 yet in the way of weeds, but we have got weeds in 6 and 10. Now they're at their earlier stages, so I'm fine to leave them for now, and then see what happens with 5. I'm not inclined to spray them when they haven't really even sprouted as such. I'm not sure it's such a good idea. Let's have a look at the contracts then. And we have got fertilising on field 12. So field 12 is, where is field 12? Am I being blind? 13. 9. 12 is there, right? So let's take the ploughing needs off. Okay, so that to me looks to be the same colour as 5 and 6 and 10. So that tells me that actually I can get another layer of fertiliser on these fields, and they've all gone forward a growth state since I last sprayed them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and get the sprayer. I've already got some fertiliser, obviously, as we know, at the farm. So we'll see if we can get these sprayed and get them stepped onto the last level of fertiliser. And actually, looking at that colour, if I'd have used my sense, I'd have realised that's darker. What I've got there already, I think. Yeah. So yeah, let's go and see what we can do. So we've got what time's the dealership opens at 7:30, doesn't it? So I think if we take a slow ride down there in the tractor, we should be there pretty much for opening. I'm wondering actually if I place the order on the website now, with a bit of luck, they'll have it ready for us when we get there. So we want spraying. There's crop protection, isn't it? And we'll hire this this unit again. Where are we? 1,500. It's a bit of a bargain. There we go. And hopefully they'll have that out for us by the time we get there. As I say, we shouldn't really have a problem. Let's see how much fertilizer we've got in this IBC here. Oh, not a huge amount, 348 litres. How much did we have in here? 866 litres. So I really could do with getting that out of there. Well, we'll see if we can find a way to refill without setting off these weird trigger points that have been causing me issues. So over to tractor. Let's get going. Let's take it easy just to let it warm up. There's no point running full pelt when we don't need to. Give her a clean later as well after we've done all the spraying. And given we've got the sprayer on hire, you know, we paid the daily fee. we might well get to the point where we go ahead and do the herbicide today as well. Just have to see how we get on. I'm not in a bad rush to get that done, but I would rather it was done than not. I think we can go a little bit quicker now. She's warmed up. Let's get ourselves off to the dealer. Street light's gone off. It must officially be morning. Okay. So I'll point out the pub that the goldsmith mentioned. It's very handy having a surname like that. It'll be easy for me to remember. Oh, green light, fantastic. There we are, this is the pub just coming up on the right hand side, left hand side here even. Let's go down Herbert's Road here, have a quick look at it. McConnell Inn. I'm wondering why they've, yeah, that's the right one here. Chosen that, maybe they bought it off of someone who was of Irish origin, but anyway, that is the pub. No doubt we'll spend some time there at some point. The roads are nice and quiet this morning. Nice. Okay. Oh, there's the sprayer, fantastic. I'll just very quickly go and say hello to Murray. Right, okay. Murray's asked me to, if I wouldn't mind registering my details with him, just for future purchases, make things a bit easier, so everything can be done through their systems a bit quicker, which is absolutely fine with me. So just bear with me a moment whilst we do that. Won't be a second. Okay, we're all done and dusted, so we can I can show you what's going on in the world again. It was actually, they were actually open a few minutes early, which is great, so we're good to take the sprayer, and he's got all my details now, which is helpful. Should speed things up in the long run. Right, here we go. Let's get ourselves lined up nicely. There we go, that should be about right. PCO's attached already. Yep, good. We're good to go. Let's lift her up and head back to the farm. Oh, disagreement with the car there. That's my fault. They're not very patient drivers. But in fairness, that was entirely my fault for a change. Right. Let's get this show on the road. I'd like a nice productive day today. Let's get ourselves out around this. I could have cut back across the fields, to be fair, couldn't I? It does seem to be a little bit quicker, but hey ho, we're heading this way now, so I'll live with it. Nothing coming here, good. Goldsmiths had their gate open there, they must have popped out, or maybe just arrived at work. Oh, I meant to say, I've done myself a little packed lunch today, so I thought, well, maybe that'd be nice. We'll see how time goes, but all being well, I'm going to try and head up to the castle today and have lunch and see what the views are like up there. Might make a bit of a change. Last 2 days we've eaten at the dealership. Also, that reminds me, it is the last day of spring. So, sorry, the last day of early spring, so the last day of the month. Which means I need to pay my loan off. I'm going to do that now, actually, pay the £5 to the bank now. So, sorry about this, but you're going to have to bear with me again. Okay, that's the bank paid back, the £5 for now. So we need to fill the sprayer, don't we? So I can knock £5 off the list, which is brilliant. Right. Let's see if we can fill here. No. Move out. There we go. I think it's taking from the IBC now. Has that emptied? Yes, thank God for that. Right, let's top up with the other one. I was getting worried I was never going to get that out there. There we go, so that is all the fertiliser we have, 1200 litres. And let's start with field 5, which was the first one that we put some spray down on. So, oh dear, birds everywhere. Right, here we go. I don't think I'm going to need GPS for this one somehow. We'll just crack on. So I'm going to spray a little bit, do a soil sample and just make sure it's taken the way it should. So, let's get ourselves lined up nicely. There we go. Yeah, that should be good. Off we go. Yeah, I'm not sure that's taking, to be honest. Let's do a little sample. So that's 60% fertilised. Let's have a look at the ground behind us, where we've just sprayed. showing the same. Yeah, we're not seeing any colour change there, so I'm going to have a look at doing 6 and 10, but I'm not holding out much hope. It might just be that this needs to a little bit longer, needs to move to the next growth stage. I don't really know why I folded that. I'm sure I could have gotten out of that field without folding. Let's see how we do here. Fingers crossed. Now that looks better. That I'm pretty sure that is taking. So I can see a definite colour change in the soil. It's definitely looks like something's happening there. Right. Yes, we have some fertilisation going on. Right, well, this shouldn't take long to do. It's pretty small field. Okay. Stop. There we go, that's a fairly good line. Yeah, I think we're definitely going to get some herbicide down in here. But I think we'll probably need to leave that till tomorrow. I want to let this fertiliser settle into the ground first before I go and spray herbicide. Gosh, there's some really nasty looking weeds jumping up at this end. That's a pretty good line again. Yeah. Good. So again, we'll get this done comfortably, I think, in 4 passes, which is great. And then we'll head over to our new field 10 and pop a coating on that. And then we'll see how much we have left, because it might be worth us taking on that fertilising contract and using our own material. It gives us better payback. Problem here at all. So pull that in a bit. There's no point in fertilising the dirt. I can't believe we've had 3 wonderful days on the trot. My only concern at the moment is when we planted that wheat, I didn't realise we were planting wheat. I didn't really look at the temperature as to whether we were at a reasonable temperature for germination. So we've got to hope we got lucky on that. Should have been. I mean, it was lunchtime-ish on a pleasant day. It shouldn't have been a problem. In fact, it was early afternoon, I think. And we don't appear to have any dead patches from the scans we've done, so I think we might have gotten away with it. Right. After field 10. Let's see if we can get a nice spread on here as well. And then 12 isn't far away, which is the... Oh, no, gosh, that grass has come up really quickly. Wow. Okay. Let's get this unfolded again. that about right? Feels about right. Maybe not quite. Let's try that. Yep, spot on. Okay, and this is taking as well, which you'd expect because it's been planted, so, it's been planted, so it should do. A bit of tight turn at the end here. I might just do a header on this. I don't want to be crunching the spray or any trees. I will not be very popular with Murray and the gang. Yeah, I think this is a sensible thing to do. Yeah, it gives me a lot more working room. Which is fine by me. Let's turn that off, spin around. Back up the field here. Wonderful. Not sure if I need to bother doing the same here. But yeah, it might be a bit tight. There's a bit of a bank there. I don't want to bash the boom on that either. Yeah, I think we'll do the same, I think, but back it up. Yep, that'll do nicely. Good stuff. Right. Get reasonably lined up here. That should do. Yeah, almost perfect. Might just a missed a touch, but I can live with that. I'm not going to go over just a touch with this stuff. It's expensive. There we go. I always find it's nice. It's better to keep a nice control speed, even when you're making a turning manoeuvre like that. There's no need to rip up the field with acceleration and braking manoeuvres. Just try and keep it smooth and steady. What would I mean? I'm a proper amateur at this, but it just seems like common sense to me. I mean, why would you rush a turn unless you have to? Still only 8:30 in the morning, so we have all the time in the world. Well, maybe not all the time in the world. Right. Now let's finish this off. We'll park up and have a look and see if that contract's still available. I've noticed they are popular. They fly up, these contracts. Right. Let's have a quick look on the web portal. That's come off. That's much better. Now you can see the difference between medium and between the 3 stages. Right. So fertilising field 12, 4,000 if I use my own stuff, 600 if we use his. Now he's got a solid fertilising device there, and this is only a spray, but it does just say fertiliser. It doesn't specify liquid or solid, so I think we'll be fine. Let's go ahead and accept. Field 12 can't be that big for only £4,000. Let's have a look. It's a decent size. Right, so we're going to go straight across the... Can't really go straight. We need to go round the house a little bit to get to 12. But that's fine. Don't want to cut across that grass for no reason there. So we'll be good. Oh yeah, can't anyway, there's a hedgerow there. Right. Here we go. I must pop up to the windmill at some point as well. But yeah, we did say castle for lunch today, so castle it will be. Right. Now this 510 litres it should be enough, I think. Let's unfold. That's what I could do, just to make sure I'm being as efficient as possible on this field. I could break out the old GPS. In fact, I might just do that. Let's see how well that's aligned to that edge first. Is that boomer over that edge? Not quite. So we're going to back her up to the left a bit. Let's make sure this is properly aligned. Oh, that looks pretty good to me. Yeah, I'm going to take that. Right, GPS on. We'll just do a temporary course on here. I don't need to save this one. Turn everything on. Auto width on. AB set. Yeah, I can then do AB set, can't I? So AB set. Set A. Right, let's move forward. I see now. I thought that might happen. It's set A, begin spraying. That's better. Stop spraying, back it up a bit. Set B. Over we go, show me lines. Oh no, yeah, I'll keep the lines on I think for a moment. Ooh, that auto width has gone terribly wonky again. That's a bit more like it. Yeah, that looks a lot more like it. Dear me. Alright, back her up. Set her off. Go. Right. Cool, this is some bumpy old ground here. Good thing about this is it's not that wide a field, it's just long. So it's probably only going to be 5 passes, but we are burning through that fertiliser. See how we get on. Tell you what, I'm glad I used the old GPS with this level of undulation. It's would have been a right nightmare trying to hold a course. Whereas this, it's just perfect. Right, I can turn those lines off now. I'm fairly trusting that it's going to follow a course. Look out the window now rather than looking at the screen. That's yeah, we're very tidy, and he's registering our progress, which is good. So it does look like that's not quite covering, but I'm pretty sure it is when you look at the readings. Yeah, it's doing a good job. Wonderful. We need weeding here as well. These weeds are a bit of a problem around here. Make a nice wide turn and lock on. We're down to 233 litres. Or 230, I'm doing less than that now. Of the 500-ish we had before we started. I'm not overly confident that we can have enough here. What I have found though with some of these local farmers is 100% coverage is not what they're after. They're after a reasonably good job that they can patch up themselves on the cheap. They accept the fact that people don't always do a perfect job, so we're lucky we'll have enough for him to register that we've done enough for the field. If not, it's a whole new IBC of liquid fertiliser, but to be honest, that'll be our only real choice. Yeah, down to 120. It's not looking promising. And I'm pretty sure we're going to have to go and get some more. Oh gosh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, we've got way too much left to do with what we've got left. Okay. Never mind. We'll still make money. He's going to pay us $4,000 for this job. We had the equipment on hire anyway for our own work, so it's just the cost of the fertiliser that we're going to be out of pocket on. There we go. About to run out. Yeah, that's us done running. Let's fold the sprayer and drive over to the dealers. In fact, I'll place the order now. We don't have liquid, of course we don't have liquid fertiliser in bags. That would be stupid. Pallets. Fertiliser tanks is 3,200. Good lord. It is a lot. Don't have a lot of choice though. That's what we've got to use. I think that this is the thing again. Once we've got the cattle up and running, and we're producing manure, we can use that, you know, as a fertiliser for these kind of things. But it's going to be a while. I would like to be obviously this particular quarter's gone, the spring quarter is gone, but at the start of the summer quarter I would like to buy the first lot of cattle, so it gives us 6 game days, 2 months. It's a big old hill. Right. We might have to leave the balance of this IBC here, to be fair, because we're not going to use enough, I don't think. So there's 700 litres left in there, so we need to use 600 litres on the remainder of this build, and I don't think that's going to happen. I hope it doesn't happen. We shouldn't really need that much. And if we do, it's not really very good news. Oh dear God. It's twice I've done that, and I can't even blame another car for that one. That's entirely on me. Right. Okay. Looks like there was a... From the side, it looks like there was a timber yard over there. Oh no, it's up the hill here. I think we almost walked to it on the yesterday morning when we walked to the dealership. Right, here we go. We are back. Start getting unfolded whilst we get positioned. Or roughly positioned anyway. As we come round, should be able to lock back onto the course. Yeah, there we go. And off we go again. That tree looks a bit close there. I'm not sure if we're going to make this turn. Cool, that was a bit close. Got away with it. Hopefully he's a generous enough farmer that that couple of feet, probably a couple of metres to be honest, we're leaving to the left hand end of the field, he might let us go away with. Because going up and down that, coming straight down that line would be a terrible waste of fertiliser, but doing it the alternative way of edging along will take forever. See how far through we are. 92%. I think we might be alright. I think he'll, by the time we get to the end of this, he'll have said, yeah, okay. He looks like a happy-go-lucky chap, doesn't he? Benjamin Eck. Getting close to the end here. There we go. He's accepted it. We'll just finish off this run. There we go, fold that up. Right, we didn't use very much at all extra there. So we're going to leave the balance of the fertiliser at the shop for now. We'll go and empty this out at the farm. Oh, don't know what happened there. Ooh. Hit a wrong button, I think. Right. Okay. Notice there's a greenhouse here now. My understanding is that you can supply manure and water to those things, and they produce you some money through sale of fruit, which will be nice. See what happens when I put in here. Absolutely nothing. I definitely think we need a proper contraption of some sort to let us do stuff here. Right, let's unload. There we go. And then this needs to, oh, gee wee. Now, see, I'm saying this needs to go back. We've got it for the day. We've only used, we've not used that much time on it at all so far, I don't think. Let's have a look what its operating time is. Oh, I need to accept that. Collect that. And the bakery wants some transport done. Bakery's transport company. I'm going to accept that now before it disappears. We will do that at some point, but let's first have a look at how long we've been using. I'm in completely the wrong screen. I need to go to the website, don't I, and see what my usage is on this device. Least items. 0.05, so I've used it for half of an hour, so I've got half an hour's use of it again without penalty, and herbicide is one of the things I can output from this. So I am inclined to buy some herbicide and treat. See, 10's got weeds, 6 has got weeds, 5 still doesn't have a problem, but I'm thinking if I treat it now, no, it's the wrong thing to do. I need to wait until, or do I? I'm going to have to rent the sprayer again to do 5 with another layer of fertilizer. So I'm thinking, do I wait until that happens and then spray everything with herbicide, or do I do the herbicide now and then have to take another rental out? Potentially. Yeah, see, the fact that 5 hasn't got any weeds, it worries me that if I could spray it and it still develop weeds. So, yeah, I think we're just going to return it and we'll do that transport mission, I think. Shall we? Oh, dear. Oh, it's a challenging one. No, I'm going to buy the herbicide. I'm going to treat these 2 fields. I don't want them getting any worse. We're just risking crop. So herbicide's 2,400 a tank. That's not quite as expensive as the fertilizer. Let's go ahead and buy that and go and grab it. Right, off we go. Back to the shop. We know it doesn't take long to spray our fields, so we might as well do it. The fact that this grass is already in a decent growth stage as well, it's just, it would seem silly to risk it. And I'd rather not. It's not such, now it's sprouted. Putting the herbicide down feels like it's less of a risk to the seed. Obviously the seed's already sprouted, and getting it on there now, one would hope that by the time we come to use the grass, it's not tainted. I'm sure it doesn't anyway. You know, these things these days are very, very good. But ultimately, it's some kind of poison you're putting down, isn't it, to kill the weeds? So I'd like to say all natural and, you know, don't put anything down to kill the weeds, but I don't think we can. I don't think we can risk it. It could get out of hand. So we'll treat it this season and see if that stops weeds developing in the future. Hope it does. I hope it does. The Murray was saying that all the local farms have brought up herbicide because of this weed problem. So I'm hoping everyone does some treatment over the next couple of days, and we kind of eradicate the problem in the area for a while at least. Right. Make sure we get the right IBC here. Just jump out and take a quick look. Herbicide's this one, so let's pull up next to this side. Open up the tank. Yeah, we'll put in herbicide, that's good. Okay, off we go. Nothing coming this time. I keep on cutting that corner like an absolute lunatic. Right, we'll try to field 10 first because it's the closest. I'm sure it'll take. This will be one where the GPS again is going to come in massively handy because we've just sprayed these fields with fertiliser, so trying to identify where we put down the herbicide is going to be really quite difficult. without some assistance. Now we'll have a look and see what that field 12 course looks like on field 10. It's probably not going to be quite right, but it might not be far off. Once we get there, of course. Oh, bumpy. There's weeds on every field. Right. It's not terrible. I mean, it's not like, you know, a full-on infestation, but it's enough that you just know by the time you come to harvest, it'll be everywhere. Let's put the GPS on. Whoop. Oh dear. Right. And the show course lines, because I'm not quite sure. Does that edge look about right there? Oh, that's very close, isn't it? We're going to have to redo it though, it's not quite right. I think that's a bit better. Yeah, that's about right there. Let's get ourselves aligned. And... oh dear. Set A. Go. Ooh. Stop it. Set B. And carry on. Can't really see any difference in coloration, but we won't know until we hit the first weeds whether this is actually doing the job or not. I'm sure it is, but time will tell. Do that. Just going to have to make a bit of a funny turn here because we don't want to hit the trees or anything. I don't want to be spraying this stuff on anything other than my fields. It is not nice, and it will upset people if it goes in the wrong place. Right, let's see what it does to this weed here. Yeah, that's doing the job. That's what we're after. Good. Instant death. Doesn't sound very nice, does it? But you know, hey hey. Let's turn those lines off. Kill the course. Kill the sprayer. Whoops, that's a bit wonky. Hopefully we've captured everything there. Just because I have my old cruise control on too high. Let's fix that problem. As me saying earlier, lecturing everyone on, don't run it too fast, you go flying off everywhere, and what do I go and do? Run it too fast, go flying off everywhere. Right. See if I can make this turn. Yeah, that's not too bad. Good. A little bit on the footpath there, not ideal, but you know what, I'm going to bring those lines back up because I know I've only got one pass left, haven't I? It's going to be a little bit off. Yeah, I'm going to do the last pass manually. I don't want to get a load of this stuff on the footpath. Yeah, let's just come to a stop here. Go around here. Line it up a bit better with that edge. That's okay. A little bit of overlap's fine, but it is at the end of the day, you know, I know it's farmland, but these footpaths are public right of ways, and last thing you need is, you know, someone's dog or something, or child or whatever, getting ill. Okay. go. And over to other fields we go. Now let's have a quick look on this. So yeah, we are weed free. Excellent. At least for now anyway. Let's go and do field 8. And I'm going to put a treatment on field 5 as well, just sort of proactively. I'm not sure if it's going to do the job, but I've got the herbicide. If it needs a second coat at another point in time, I will still have enough from this IBC, so I'm not going to be wasting money. Well, it would be a bit of a waste, but I think a proactive treatment, given that it's quite a well-developed field, is not a bad idea. Well, let's get down here, get unfolded. Get the guidance lines up on this one. See where it puts us. Oh, this one needs a fresh line for definite. Let's get ourselves lined up. There we go, that'll do. Stop. And there we are, back it up a bit. Lock on and go. You know, this field only takes 3 and a bit passes. Well, was it 3 passes? I can't remember if it was 3 and another sort of half pass or 4 in total. We'll figure it out. Okay, GPS off. Make the turn. On we go. Yes. Death to weeds. Wonderful. I think what we might do, I know I said I'd have lunch at the castle, but I am starving. It was an early start this morning. It's just gone 11 now. By the time I finish this field, it's going to be half 11. I think we'll park up by field 5 and have lunch there today. The castle can wait. And then do field 5 after lunch and go from there. Lock on. There we go. So this feels almost pointless going down this run, but at the same time, there's as much chance of a weed almost sprouting here as there is anywhere else on the field. So if we get this coating in, then anything that's there about to come out should get dealt with, and we should therefore have a nice clean field. All being well, can't be guaranteed, can it? So one more pass to go, and I'll do the same as I did on the last field. I'll do this last pass manually because I don't want it all over the footpaths. So I just bring that edge in a bit. Make a slightly tighter turn. And there we go. That's still a bit too far over. Let's come across a bit. We just need to make sure we've got enough coverage so we catch these weeds at the end, but we don't really need to be bathing the whole path. It's still too much. Just need to be a bit wary of that footpath for a while until that's all soaked in. It's the trouble of the dry weather can just sit there Doesn't necessarily get absorbed straight away into a dirt path, compacted sort of dirt path like that. Right, there we go, that's that done. Let's go over to field 5, park up, get the old lunchbox out. It's a bit of school, isn't it? Have a little picnic. Oh no, that's the yard. We want to go around the back here. In fact, I tell you what, let's go up here, see what the view's like. So field 5's just there. We've got an opportunity to climb this little hill. I've got no idea what it's like up here. I've got no idea what's actually up here. Need to be a little bit careful because this IBC is quite heavy. Oh, that's my word. That's a treacherous little area there. I hear a waterfall. Ooh, I think there's a waterfall up here on the right. Let's go and see if we can have a look at that. It must just be up that cliffside there. We'll park up here on the grass. I think up over there is the waterfall. Let's grab my lunchbox. I can hear water. Sure I can. I can. Not sure where, or is it just the rustling of the trees? I think it's just a rush, but do you know what? I'm going to sit here and have my lunch. I will see you guys very, very soon. Well, that was a good hearty lunch with a wonderful view, so I am a happy man. It's right, time to head back down and sort field 5. There we go. Tractor's where I left it, that's a bonus. There's a couple of big old fields up here. Right. Let's get back on the track. There we go. Oh dear. These spring days are glorious. Right, let's head back down here. Oh, slow it down, slow it down. You got a lot of weight on the back. There we go, we do not want to go sending it off there. Right. Whoop, bit of a bump there. And we are at field 5, so let's get ourselves ready. Get the old sprayer out. Now, that looks about right for us. Let's see how our course aligns if we rotate it. Bring up the lines. Oh, a little bit off. We don't want a little bit off. We need to be, with this herbicide, we need good coverage, so let's just make sure we're comfortable, we've got everything covered. That doesn't look too bad. 270 degrees here. That's about right. Right, start our course. Get going. That'll be enough. Lock it in. Spray, go. And once this is done, I'll feel a little bit more comfortable about the state we're leaving our fields in. There's some good old traditional British undulation in these fields. I love it. Wouldn't be British if it wasn't bouncy. At least they're good and spacious though. Right, let's... Oh. A bit carried away there. Let's make this turn. I'm going to leave the old digital display up with these lines on because this field is a bit bumpier, and where the growth is well underway, it's a bit of a risk to leave it. So this is the one field that we haven't been able to put another level of fertiliser on yet. So I'm hoping next time we're on we can get this fertilised. I hope we don't find any weeds. I'm hoping this treatment does the trick, but if not, we've got some fertiliser left up at the garage, up at the store. You know, we can use to do another run on this field if needed. Once we've got this done, we've got that transportation job to do, so we shouldn't be bored today. Right, get ready to turn off. There we go. Nice tidy turn. Realign. And there we go. And we've just got a little strip to do again, just a little odd bit to do on the side there. And because it's grass around the edge, you know, I'm tempted just to let the overlap happen in this case, because that might give us a bit of extra grass we can mow. There's quite a lot of well-established weed up there by the look of it, but it's not actually in the field. But you know, we'll try and take the full width up there Just might have to be careful of those trees, might have to move around them. It doesn't hurt to, seeing as we've got plenty of herbicide left in this tank, we might as well see what we can do with it. In fact, I might just see if I'll let it run over this bit as well at the end here. See what it does. Yeah, it doesn't look to be making much difference, to be honest. Let's lock on. It's more brushwork there, to be fair, than grass. So I don't think this herbicide is not going to have much effect. And actually, yeah, we're going to have a problem up here because we're going to run into trees. So we're going to have to turn the GPS off and bring it back in line with the field. Go. Let's taper it off to the end there. Right. And jobs are good. And turn that off. Fold up. Let's make our way down that. So we have got a little bit of herbicide left there in the tank, so we'll go and drop that off. Next to our IBC of fertilizer. Let's drop that about here. There we go. And we'll take this back to the store now. Use our little cut through. Oh, that's some well-developed weedage. Get the old cruise control back up to full speed. Saves me pedal foot. Off we go. Right. We need. Oh no, we need to make a. Oh, I've gone to. Do you know what? I missed the turning. I was not paying attention there at all. Back up this way. Oh, the road would have been quicker. Right. It's me having a full stomach and not paying attention to what's going on. I had a lovely ham and cheese sandwich with a nice packet of salt and vinegar crisps, some iced tea, which goes down really well on a warm day. I say warm, it's not actually that warm out, but with this in the sun it feels a lot warmer than it is. And we're showing that, you know, the ground's wet and it's only 7 degrees, but you know, it's actually been really pleasant. There's no wind, it's just blaring sunshine, so you know, it's actually much more pleasant than it sounds. Although the forecast would have you believe. I am doing a terrible job of driving. There's a couple of big old fields down there as well. I'm going to have to go and see what that building is as well at some point. It's quite a big structure down there. It looks quite modern. So, okay. Oh, here we are. Right, so just go and drop this back off. Not bad, not bad. Made it through the door in one piece. Oh, need to lower it. Why are you not lowering? Oh, wrong hydraulic setting. There we go. There's a lot of buttons in this. Tractors have gotten a lot more modern since I last used them. PCO off. There we go. Right. Back in. Now the tractor is a little more grubby now. You can see actually if I put into the daylight, yeah, so we've got a bit of grub going on, particularly on the front loader there. So we will give it a clean today. But first things first, we're going to go and do this transport job. Now I'm going to assume it's a pallet fork job again, but it's a lot less money. I don't think it involves gold. So we'll get the pallet forks. We'll get what am I talking about? I don't know. What am I talking about? Yeah, the pallet forks in the trailer. God dear, I had to think then. It hurt. I didn't like it. So yeah. Yeah, pallet forks and trailer. Head over to wherever it was the contract said. We'll check it in a minute when we get back to the yard. And then hopefully it will be a lot less emotional than yesterday's transport job, which took absolutely hours and was way above our capabilities. This one, it sounded a lot more straightforward. It was a lot less money, so hopefully it's all good and it'll get us back to over 50 grand, because that buying that fertilizer, buying the herbicide, renting the sprayer, even with the contract we did, we're actually in a worse position than we were before. Admittedly, we fertilised 2 fields and herbicides 3 of our own, so we've not. You would expect to be a little bit down after that, but it would be nice to be in profit for the day, if you like. Also, I noticed when I was on lunch that the bank transfer didn't go through properly. It actually credited us 5 grand when I tried to repay the mortgage, so that swung back the other way. When I spoke to the bank very quickly, they weren't messing around when they realised the error. Although, to be fair, I don't like the fact I had to point it out to them. But yeah, I thought I was sitting on quite a lot of money, checked the balance, and they credited me rather than debited me. Why am I doing that? I need the pallet forks first. Right. Yeah, we're about right there. There we are. And then let's get ourselves lined up with the tractor, trailer even. Get the tractor lined up with the trailer. I can do words, honest. And that needs to line up. It needs to be right on the eye there. That should be about right. Yeah, that's pretty much spot on. Hook up the cables. Because we like brake cables. They help. And let's have a look at the map. So, the contract says from the bakery to the transport company for Robert Aiken. So from the bakery, there it is, CLEG Bakery, to the transport company, which is in the marina. That's not too far at all. Okay, good. So we're going down to the main roundabout, going round as if we're going to the shop, and we're going to take a left before the traffic lights, and then go all the way around the roundabout there and take another left. I could handle that, he says, ever the optimist. Let's pop that down. Trade is on good and solid. So here we go. So slow for the traffic. We don't want any more tipped trailer incidents. That can't be. Oh gosh, it's a lorry behind. Hard to see in some of these mirrors. They're not It's not like a car, you haven't got like a proper rear view mirror. Right, round to the right. There we go. And then we'll take a left just here, so we'll indicate for this because it's unusual. There we are. Manhew Farms, nice. It's all the way down here, wasn't it? And right at the roundabout and first left again. Oh, that wasn't the road we were meant to take that left. Oh. No, we're all good. We're all good. Gotta go left at the roundabout, right at the roundabout, right at the roundabout. I was right first time. Second guessing myself. Right at the roundabout. Then take another left. Ooh. CDP's Bakery, that's where we're going. Into the right here. Now, should I have gone that way round? We will find out in due course. No, we can get round here. This is good. There we are. Oh wow, 6 pallets of bakery products of some kind, I guess. So let's put the trailer over here. They don't look as heavy as gold, so I think we'll be alright today. See how that's looking. I think I can work with that. Yeah. Right, let's detach you. Get back in. The old pallet forks level. Let's line you up. That's a lot of bread. Okay, that should do. I think this is a... oh! This should be an okay view to work from, I think. Nice and level. Just off the ground. Straight in. Up we come. Oh, do you know what I was thinking? Should I double stack them? I was thinking, no, that would be silly. Let's go just past the trailer. Back. Oh, that was silly. I'm going to use the trailer to straight. Oh no, good lord. My pallet handling skills are not as they should be, clearly. Right, you're going back down again. Not having that. That's better. Right, up you come. So, get you lined up nicely. Oh god. Okay. How are you clipping the trailer? You're not. You're absolutely not. It's all lies. Right, so let's put you forward a bit. Down you go. Out we come. Let's have another one. Just a little bit off the ground, straight in. Up you come. Good. I think you're about right. Okay. How's that looking? Not bad for a beginner. Right, let's get you next. All the way down. Back up a touch off the ground. Up you come. Ooh, that truck's really not in a helpful place. Right, we'll go a bit higher this time so I can clear you. Get ourselves nicely aligned. Yeah, we're missing you guys, that's good. I think. What? I'm not touching you, dude. I'm sure I'm not. It's the edge of that pallet thing. It's, sticks out a hell of a way. Oh no! Everything was going so well. Right, okay, right. So I'm nudging you back on. That way. Go round, give you a nudge. Okay, they're both on. Not well, but they're on. Right, you. Okay. Give it another nudge. There we are. Right. Down to ground level again. Up a bit. Align. In. I'm going to use you to do that. Oh my word. I don't think I was in that. But it sorted these guys out, I think. Oh man. Might have to get you the wrong way up, dude. Oh. Can't remember where I flipped you last time. Right. This is no good. Okay, I'm going to have to go to an external. Can't get in there. Oh dear. There we go. This might require a bit more precise manoeuvring. Can't believe how well this was going before I started being an update again. I'm going to have to learn how to use these things properly because I have done a terrible job with these so far in the last couple of missions. Right. That's better. Okay, we're in. Now. Right. Oh no! I can't believe I've done that again. Just won't let me do that. There we go. Right. My word. Was that emotional? Not quite there, mate. Not quite there. Right, let's straighten them out. Now we need to lower this. Not quite. There we go. Oh, you bugger. It's good enough for now. Right. What's up, you? Okay. A little bit more. Back out. They're on. 2 more to go. Bit off the ground. Straight in. Nice and level. Oh dear. This is a manoeuvre. Right, looking not too bad. Lower it down. Same problem again because I'm an absolute idiot. Just tweak it to the right a bit there. Oh, hello. They're on. Oh, God. At least I know how to fix that now. In theory. Over the top. Down. Ugh. Need that external view again, I think. It's really annoying. Oh my god, I don't believe it. Not that I'm getting annoyed. Come on. There we go, right. Level these things off. Oh, how the hell did that fall off? Oh my god. Oh my god. Right, okay, you're on. You're now off. Oh, Jesus. But this is a lesson in how not to, clearly, for anyone who wants to play this game. Can't do it like that. Right. You need to go straight, mate. Come on. Work with me here. Day is pressing on again. Right, come on. Oh dear. Right. And flip. No. There is something about these crates that is really annoying. There's a lot about these crates that's really annoying. Like, come on. If you can get your forks in underneath, which you should be able to, there's no reason why you shouldn't. Now straighten up against the wall. Good. Level. Come on, dude. Give me a break. Alright, there we go. Just line you up. How is that? Ooh, doo, 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 doo. There is something not right with these pallets. What am I stuck on now? I'm stuck on the front forks. Right. Seriously? Good. Okay, come on. No. I had you then. No, you moved the box the wrong way, you absolute idiot. That's it. Right. Let's gently nudge you forward a bit. Okay, everything gentle from here on in. Level forks. In at ground level, up you go. Tilt your back. I don't know what it is about these. I'm okay with like skid steers and stuff, but this Does not work for me sometimes. Right, okay, I'm going to give you a little nudge before I move the trailer to deal with the other two. So this should just needs to go back into the right a bit. There we go. Right, now you two, something I should have done much earlier, get strapped on. But why is this? These straps shouldn't be on here, should they? Now I need to strap you. There you go. Don't move. Okay. That's a terrible line. I can't even line myself up now. Right, there we go. Ground, up above ground. I think we've established that transport missions are not really my area of expertise. As much as they seem to be pretty good money. Come on. Doesn't help that I can't position a trailer to save my life. I've made life as difficult as possible for myself here. Right. External. Come on, over this way a bit. That's good. That's good. You're in the same place as that one. A bit further forward. Down. You're safe. Excellent. Right, now this trailer needs to move. It's not bad. Straps. You're getting strapped on. You brakes on. I'll move you over here a bit. That should be okay. Bit more working room. Yeah, loads of working room, it says. Loads of working room. Right, okay. So if we can get these little flip track now. Not quite. Might be easier to flip these ones forward. Flip. Oh. Oh my word. Be helpful if they actually worked like pallets and you could grab them from underneath, because then you could actually flip them. As much as it is tempting to cheat this, I'm not going to. Oh my god. Are you upright? Yes. Good. Right. That was a little bit of brute force and ignorance, then I've got to say. Right, level forks. Down to the ground. Back up a touch. Up, back, good. Right. Now. Up. Gonna leave you hanging off the end because I'll straighten up afterwards. Really? There we go. That's for you. That's not worked. No, that's not it. Right, we're gonna have to go external. absolute nightmare to flip these things. They're just so random as to whether it actually reacts to the forks predictably. It's like sometimes it does exactly what you expect it to do, and others it does nothing like you'd expect it to do. Right. No, see, that's not touching the box. Is that touching the box? Okay. Might have got the hang of this now, he says. Not even aligned with the damn thing. Oh dear. No! No, I'm pressing the wrong damn button. Right, okay. Let's align first. Then go external. We'll put pressure down there and just gently roll backwards. That's it. Pressure down there, roll backwards. Now I've got the hang of it on the last box. My word, is this taking time. Right, come on. Pick up. Thank God. No, tip back, jeez. Oh, if I'd have lost that, I think I'd have absolutely lost my marbles. Right, level it off. Down we go. Get on the trailer. Get over there. I don't care that they're half off the end. Where's the strap? Thank God for that. You're going like that, boys. Right. It's now mid-afternoon. So, after that adventure, before we go and make this delivery to the docks, I'm going to have a cup of tea. As we are at a bakery. And it looked like I had a little shop out the front. So we'll attach this up. Put the cables on. Turn the tractor off. And go for a cuppa. Right. I'll see you very shortly. Thanks very much. Well, that was interesting. Just got to meet the owner. Nice guy. He actually apologised to me for the chaos caused yesterday. It was one of his trucks that overturned my trailer the first time with the gold. I said not to worry because the state I've left his delivery yard in makes up for it, I think. So all is good. Had a nice cuppa. Let's get back on the road and get this delivery done. So looks like nice and easy route to get to the docks from here. Let's get out of here, get back to the roundabout. Let that car go. I'm not going to have another upturned trailer. Let's make a right of this roundabout. Yep, the marina, that's where we're headed. Wonderful. Crack on along here, and it should be a right turn at the end of the road, or at the junction. Yeah, and then take us into the marina. Back to where we started a couple of days ago. Haven't been here since. It's another nice big field. Probably the same one, just from a different angle. I haven't really got my bearings around here yet, as you can probably tell. And I certainly haven't figured out how to use these damn pallet forks yet. Right, okay. Good. Oh, we can go out in front of that car, I'm sure. Yeah, no problem. Big old dock area. Right. Now, all that's left after this is to unload the damn things. And I'm assuming, as with the gold delivery, they want all 6 pallets neatly in the space provided. Should be up here on the left. Ooh, someone's leaving the port. Let's have a look. Yeah. Right, where are we? Showing over here. I wonder if it's actually. Let's have a look. Is it actually in this shed? It might well be. Yeah, that's where we're going. Okie dokie. Right. I'm going to leave the trailer there. That seems to give me, manoeuvring, good clear manoeuvring space on each side, which is, let's be honest, exactly what I need. Right. Let's get these forks levelled off. That looks pretty level. See if we can't do this a bit better. Oh, I need to unstrap these, don't I? Let's start with the back ones. Oh. There we go. Get a nice clean angle. There we go, that looks pretty good. Get the holes centered. How are we looking? A bit low, if anything. Good. Right, nice and gentle. Into the back corner. That's pretty good. Right. Back up. Nicely lined up. There's that. Oh, should be about right. No, don't think we're low enough. Oh, maybe we're too low. I think we're too low. That's good. There we go. Excellent. Oh. Let's back out. I'll just nudge that forward a little bit. There we go. Let's have the other two from this side now, I think. Let's bring that up. That looks okay. Ooh. You know what I've done wrong there? Straps. Right. There we are. Now, okay, align it again. That's good. So now if I'd been anything like this clean on the way in, would have been in a much better state. Excellent. Let's have this one now. Go. It's about there. Oh. Right, I shouldn't really do this like this, but in fact I can't really do this like that, so back down it is. Good. Ooh. Not good. Okay, we're coming back for you. On the forks level. Yeah, they were. Okay, it's just a bad line then. It's not really a surprise after the mucking around with the straps there. Right, let's get you lined up. Get you nice and clear because it was too close to that box really. Right. Nod you in a bit. Done. Next one. Right. Ooh. You about right? Yes, you are. Good. Get you in here. It's all tidy there. It's just this. Oh, I'm going to flip this over 3 times to get this out now, aren't I? Right. Get you aligned properly, and then it should be easy. Use our little technique from earlier. So on the front edge. Push down. Set. Front edge. Push down. Oh, not enough. There we go. Nice double forks. Just above ground. In we go. Back in cab. Cool, look at that. We earned some money. Let's take that before anything else happens. Oh gosh, there's more stuff happened. Right, it's fine. For today, we're good. I will take... No, I'm not going to take any of those jobs. We are already 4 o'clock. We need to get back to the farm and call it a day. So we've been at this rather a long time this afternoon. However, good news is money's back up to 68,000, which is really good news. We are... Oh, do you know what? Let's be good. Shut that warehouse door for them. If we carry on like this, we've got a fighting chance, I think, of earning enough cash to get some cows on target. Right, now what is the easiest route from here? Straight up to the T-junction, take a left, take a right at the roundabout. Yeah, that's good. Even I can handle that, which is saying something. So is that another humongous field there to the right of us? 25, 24 to left, 25 to right. Yeah, there are some biggies. Given the little tiddlers we're working on, there's some decent sized fields. I mean, I know they're not big by sort of American standards, but still a decent size. What have we got here on the right? Some sort of... Oh, multi-storage point. Oh, it looks like a buy and sell point for all sorts of different stuff, which is good. Buy a garden centre, fair enough. Do you know these things are around? You got someone behind us now. Well, we can take a left here. Nothing coming, that's good. Just up along here and a right at the roundabout. I swear that transit was up here on the left hand side the first day we arrived, broken down. The lights are back on. Are they trying to fix it again? They are. Jesus, mate. I mean, give up on it, you know what I mean? You've been there for a couple of days now. I mean, if it's not going to start, it's not going to start. I'll give you Murray's number. Coming out with you out. Right. No, they'd promise I'd wash. That's alright, trader's fine, but I'll give the tractor a quick wash. Left here, better warn this car behind. Another abandoned car. Okay. Home sweet home. Feels like it's been a a long day. Right, let's get this backed up and into place. So that'll do. I don't like it too far over towards the tractor side. Get it fully under if we can, that's it. Disconnect. Right, and then let's take this one for a bath. Leave it running whilst we do this, it won't take long. It's better than that than going hot, cold, hot, cold. Forks are alright, given how much I've, I don't want to say abused, but they've done their duty today. Let's get this side cleaned off as well. This actually seems to be more wear on the mechanism. Let's get you cleaned off. Steps are filthy. It's better. Bit on here, although you're in pretty good nick. I'll grease you again in the morning. There we go. Good as new. Let's put that back. Right. Get you parked up. Background here, because we need to put the old pallet forks away anyway. Okay. Bit further forward. Let's actually get them on the shelf, shall we? There we go. And you can go back in your bay. And we're done. It's not too bad. Yeah, they're alright actually, they're not too damaged. I was a bit worried that with all that knocking around with those pallets I might have broken them, but it's a bit of chip paint on the end, but nothing serious. That's okay. So yeah, look, we got done what we wanted to get done with the fields today. I'm happy with that. I'm disappointed that yet again I've messed up a transport job, but again the customer has been very reasonable and very understanding of the situation, so we'll get better with time. It might be a good idea to avoid transport jobs for a while, not just the gold but anything really that's got any value to it, and stick with some of the field work and get my eye back in with that kind of stuff. Right, that's us for today. Thank you very much. Obviously I'll try and keep streaming on a regular basis and putting the videos up of what we're doing. But for now, thank you very much for joining me. Have a wonderful evening. Good night and God bless. Bye bye.